Shut up and sit down.
Welcome into another Red Out podcast. We are coming to you kind of sort of live from the Red Out studios doing an in-person podcast since my stuff sucks. I'm Jake. How we doing, Devin?
Doing good. I'm glad to be in here. It's the very first time we've actually been face-to-face to do a recording, and it's really exciting, and hoping that everything's going to turn out well.
Yeah, right. Maybe you'll actually get to hear my voice for more than like half of a podcast for once. God, I don't even want to talk about it. Let's talk about fun stuff. Let's talk about WKU athletics, right? Where are we starting out, Devin?
Let's talk baseball. We're going to talk about baseball. They're playing Richmond.
The Spiders.
And, yeah, as soon as I can get that pulled up.
Dude, the only thing I know about Richmond athletics is that one time that they like broke my bracket like 5 or 6 years ago, the Richmond Spiders. I want to say it was either them or, God, who was it who beat Louisville? Anyway, that's the only thing I remember because I wrote a really snarky thing on their Twitter one time.
Yeah. It looks like WKU's hitting the road to Richmond, and they're the Colonels. Where'd you get Spiders?
I actually thought we were talking about Richmond like college, like in Virginia. My bad. No. I didn't know we were talking about the city where UK students go to get hammered.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. I was going to say no.
Well, the heck with EKU. I hate EKU.
This is the Colonels. No. We're not talking about Spiders. That's what I was like.
Sorry, Richmond, Virginia. You're a lovely place.
Yes. We would never compare you to Richmond, Kentucky, because that place is just a blimp on a map. Looks like Western played on March 13th. They split. Well, they had a 7-5 loss to EKU. Let's go ahead and name that they're going to win this one. I'm going to go ahead and throw my vote on them.
Yeah, seriously, as close as we've come to beating West Virginia, U of L, UK, the Top's just got to close one out. I don't. It's all about closer. It seriously is. Like, just get somebody who can throw some pitches in the 8th inning.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're doing great on the pickup lines when they first come into the place, but they just can't take the girl home, and we're just gonna have to work on that, guys. You know, you're just gonna have to do that.
I didn't know where that was going. I was like, pickup. What are you talking about? I was like, that baseball term that I don't understand.
No. No, it looks like looking back, looks like Western beat Rice 4-0, which Western is actually doing pretty well this year. They're 12-12. Rice is sitting at 10-16 for the year.
Down year for Rice. Rice is typically one of the kind of Conference USA baseball powerhouses.
Yeah.
So getting a win over this program, even in a down year, is a really good sign.
Yeah, I mean, they had 10 hits this game. 13th double-digit hit game in the first 24 games. That's pretty awesome.
Golly.
Looks like, let's see, looking at numbers, because baseball people, I know you guys love the numbers, so we'll try and talk a little bit here. WKU has posted 2 shutouts in the first 24 games. No Hilltopper team has had 3 shutouts in a season since 2009.
Wow.
Paul Kirkpatrick, 27 outs, 14 came via ground ball, 6 were flyouts, and 7 were strikeouts. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, throwing a shutout is an awesome thing. He
also utilized ground ball double plays to end the 3rd and 4th innings, ending up only 30 batters forced on the afternoon.
There are few things cooler in sports than double and triple plays. Like that's when baseball, the old baseball guys actually wake up from their, geriatric stupors.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then proceed to handwrite it as they take score.
Yeah, because the older guys, they've got the little book and they keep up with all that. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta love it. Let's see. Moving on to softball here, because I really don't have a lot to talk about with baseball. Looks like the girls are going to be playing Indiana tomorrow. Let me see. Let me go double check this.
Dude, a Big Ten win is a nice win if we can go up there and get one.
I'm fine with it. Looks like Tops are going on a 5-game road stretch as the squad goes to Bloomington, Indiana, to take on Indiana tomorrow at 4 o'clock our time, 3 p.m. Central. At Andy Moore Field. That's hilarious because I went to school with a guy named Andy Moore, and I really doubt it's the same person. Western's actually got a pretty good record. They are 19 of 11 facing the Hoosiers, who are 10-21.
Which is wild because they just came off of a sweep over number 18 Ohio State. They are on the uptick, so let's hope we can put a stop to that.
Yeah, let's hope the girls can show them how good they are. Yeah, just like you said. Let's see. Yeah, WKU leads 3-1 in this series against the Hoosiers, so
that's fantastic.
Let's go ahead and make it a couple more, girls, and just keep pushing the Hoosiers down because the only thing that keeps Kentucky from crashing into Tennessee is that Indiana sucks.
Seriously though, dude, I don't like Indiana. The only good thing in Indiana is like Holiday World.
I was gonna say I would trade the city of Louisville for the city of Santa Claus, Indiana, just for the water park to be closer.
It depends. Can we take all of the money? Because I really like the money.
Yeah, we might could do that. We might be able to stretch that out.
Yeah.
Speaking of trading, looks like that has nothing to tie in with this. Miss Brown. Taisha Brown. I'm so sorry. I am
the
awful.
whitest man in America, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. But anyway. Taisha Brown, she was Associated Press Honorable Mention All-American, so way to go. Really proud of the Lady Toppers this year.
Dude, seriously, we haven't had anybody in almost a decade, or in over a decade, in 11 years since Crystal Kelly won it. Never mind. No. 2015, Chastity Gooch, which I should remember because Gooch is such an awesome last name.
Oh my gosh.
But still, that's fantastic. We don't get a lot of All-Americans on the hill.
No. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it's just fantastic. And, again, the Lady Toppers are continuing their dominance of the conference. We get hosed every time we go to the tournament, but one of these years we're going to get a decent draw and not play a high-powered team like Oklahoma State, which, by the way, or Oregon State. Did you see the Lady Cards absolutely blitzed Oregon State?
That's awesome.
They beat them by like 30-some points, and then I'm just sitting here thinking, man, if we lost to them by that, could you imagine? Dude, that's,
yeah, I know, right?
Walls has got it on another level.
Yeah. Lady Cards, I'm fine with Lady Cards. I'll pull for the Lady Cards, and I hope they do well. But they're on another level than the Tops, and I hate to admit that. But
Jeff Walls is about to get a big old contract extension.
And especially with the new announcement of Vince Tyree being the
athletic director. He's
the
good.
new AD
They couldn't have done no better.
No.
The dude's been doing a fantastic job as interim, and we could talk about that in another podcast when stuff dies down after the NIT. But good things. The Cards are going to be back here in 5 years once all the NCAA stuff chills out.
Yeah. But as we were saying, Miss Brown joins Miss Gooch, Miss Kelly, Miss Johnson, Miss Doyle, and Miss Doyle was in 1995, Miss Johnson was in 98, Miss Kelly was in 2007, and Miss Gooch, as Jake said, was in 2015. So that's a pretty good list right there. 4 other ladies, I should say, joining them. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to the biggest story for the Hill. Western boys in the Big Apple. I mean, I don't see how you can avoid all of the Facebook and everything else of the guys standing in Times Square getting their picture made.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And they're actually the favorite tomorrow against Utah.
Yeah, by significant, what does ESPN have it? Like a 60% win chance?
60-40.
60-40.
I don't take a lot of... I'm not taking a lot into that because... As all the media said, Kentucky was supposed to be in the Final Four, and we're looking at Chicago Loyola being in the Final Four.
Which is awesome.
Completely agree. Whenever Sister Jean gets tired there, we'll take her.
Yeah, seriously, you can just ship her right on down to Bowling Green.
Exactly.
It's warmer down here, honey. You'll like it more.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Florida compared to
Chicago.
Yeah, so she'll be fine. We would love to have Sister Jean. I am totally cheering for them in the Final Four. I hope, I don't see it happening, but I hope Chicago Loyola beats Michigan and then beats, Kansas?
Kansas or Villanova.
And I'm going to say it's probably Nova.
Yeah. Villanova has been the best team all year. I don't care what anybody said.
Yeah.
I know they haven't been ranked number 1 all year, but they're the most complete team. Jay Wright's guys who've been here before. I don't see... Now, Kansas, Malik Newman, who almost played for Western, by the way.
Yeah.
That Mississippi State transfer. Monster game. They're playing well. They beat Duke, who doesn't play defense.
Hey, I'm fine with that because I hate Duke.
Yeah, everybody hates Duke. Man, I am happy to see Grayson. For my bracket, I'm sad, but seeing Grayson Allen sad...
Yes, that makes me happy.
It makes me... Just deep in my heart.
I know.
His tears are so tasty.
It's just like warm hot chocolate on a cold day. It just feels so good.
It's so good. But yeah... speaking of the bracket or the prediction machine kind of thing, Western did have like a 24% chance to beat Oklahoma State and like a 22% chance or something to beat USC. So coming in as the favorite can be like what Cal said, drink the poison, whatever. Yeah. But this team is having too much fun. They're playing too well. I think it is completely within the realm of possibility that it's a good victory tomorrow to put the Tops into the finals against either Mississippi State or Penn, I guess, is the other one.
I think that's right. I don't know which side we're going to be on as far as who we're going to be playing. You going to say what?
Utah. That's who we're playing.
Well, I know we got Utah.
Well, that's
tonight.
what I mean.
But as far as Penn State, is it Penn State or is it Penn?
I don't know. Whichever one's the Nittany Lions. I guess that's Penn State.
Just kick that crap. I got a lot of stuff on the floor, so we're both like squeezed in here together doing this right in front of the computer. So anyway. I mean, honestly, and I said this on the last podcast, but I didn't have your feedback. The guys at KSR really bragged on Western the other day, and they see us more of as a little brother, which is fine. I'm okay with that analogy, but it is nice every now and then to smack Big Brother around.
Absolutely. I know why Cal won't play Western. I know, because it's a lose-lose, right?
It is.
If Western comes in to Rupp and wins, it's nothing but bad for the Cats.
Oh
and
my
if they
gosh.
go if Western comes in and you spank them by 20, it's like, well, you should have. They're
You're
Western.
supposed to, yeah.
So I get it, but I will say Louisville's playing them. They picked that series back up, especially with Patino leaving, because Patino hated Western, hated Western after that fight in 2014. I'm not saying that Montrezl Harrell was a thug, but Montrezl Harrell's a thug. Let's just say it. Anytime you make George Fant mad, I don't care. George Fant's a fantastic individual. Anyways,
so we are both really excited. The game is tomorrow at 7:00.
Yep, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. There are watch parties all across the state. There are several in Bowling Green, Northern Kentucky, Owensboro, and Elizabethtown. There's no reason not to watch this game. It's on ESPN, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, gotta love it. And hey, go Tops! I'm all for it, guys. I think we can do this and go right into the finals.
Yeah, seriously, that would be great. I mean, we haven't had this kind of postseason success since like 1954, honestly.
That's a lot.
And now, speaking of postseason success, here's a good question, because I brought this up the other day. Rick Stansbury went on ESPN Louisville with Bob Valvano yesterday and talked for a few minutes, because him and Rick are buddies. And he asked him, he said, how do you feel about this postseason run? And Coach Stans kind of said that, look, getting these 3 wins in the NIT and getting a chance to go to New York, he would take that over a 1 win and an out in the tournament. And that brings up an interesting question. It's like, okay, let's say that we are Marshall. Yeah. If we had been in Marshall's place and we'd beaten Wichita State on TNT that night.
Yes.
And then lost to West Virginia, which may or may not have happened. Let's say that's exactly what happened. Would you rather have had that or 3 in the NIT, 2 on ESPN2, 1 on ESPN, and 1 on ESPN coming up? Would you rather have the 2 wins over USC and OK State or the 1 win over Wichita in the Big Dance?
Honestly, I'm going to say I'd rather be in the situation we are now than in the tournament. And that's what sucks, because you always want to go to March Madness, but at the same time, we're getting a lot more airtime right now than we
absolutely,
would have.
Absolutely. And that's kind of what Stansbury said. He said for a couple of reasons is he likes it more. One, they get a shot to go to play in Madison Square Garden. Are you kidding me? This is the most historic basketball arena in the country. Without a doubt. That's fantastic. It's a good way to send these seniors out. 2, it's more game experience, right? Look, we got Tavion Hollingsworth, Josh Anderson, Jake Omer, Merrick Nelson, Lamonte Bearden. These are guys who need minutes on the floor. And not only getting minutes on the floor, but they're getting them against quality Power 5 competition. I mean, playing at Oklahoma State, Fran Fraschilla, who is a national ESPN broadcaster who pulls a lot of Big 12, who does a lot of Big 12 games, he said, look, you don't understand. The way Oklahoma State was playing at the end of the year, it was a tragedy they didn't get into the tournament. That is a quality win in front of 11,000 screaming fans, which is the biggest victory Western's had in front of that biggest crowd they've won in front of since Louisville in 2009. Which is wild. So I absolutely come down with Coach Stansbury. Some people disagree. There are a few Louisville media members who was like, I disagree, and my team didn't even. It was a guy who's a Virginia fan. He was like, yeah, I disagree, and my team lost in the first round. I was like, yeah, you don't know.
No, I mean, it's a different caliber of team too. You're talking, because he had Virginia. I mean,
who was supposed to run to the Final Four.
Exactly, and probably a lot of people picked him to win win out, and that's a different caliber. We're a Western, for us, we're getting this, TV time. We're getting the money from the TV time, most importantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you just got to love all the attention Western's getting right now. I'm hoping the guys don't let the Kool-Aid go to their head.
Yeah, right.
But we'll just have to see as far as everything goes.
Yeah, I sincerely hope that it's a good and a competitive game. I hope it's competitive, unless we start losing, in which one I wants to come back and absolutely spank them. But yeah, I just wanted. It's on ESPN. It's not something we get to do a lot. I mean, and it's Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Guys, this is where every cool thing in basketball ever happens.
Exactly.
So it's just gonna be wild, even if there's not a huge crowd.
And actually, you said it was the biggest thing since 1954. Technically, Western went to the Final Four in the 60s.
I went to the Final Four in the 60s and the
60s
NIT?
or 70s. No, not NIT. I'm talking
1971.
Yes, with Jim McDaniels, which was taken away. Yes.
Hey, we still hung the banner. Eat it, NCAA.
Yeah, let me tell you, first off, the ball is still in diddle. That shows Western going to the Final Four and all that, and having the scores on there. Yeah. And I think I mentioned it last time. Back then, I think they played a round robin style at Final Four.
I don't remember.
So yeah, we weren't born, so we wouldn't. But
you're right. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know is the correct term. I don't remember. Yeah, because
we weren't born.
Dad was 11.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. He wasn't even thinking about girls in that way, probably. So anyway, let's see. Some quick spots right here. Looks like WKU has made at least one 3-pointer in 975 consecutive games, dating back to March 15th, 1987.
Thank you, Cats, for losing that streak against was it Davidson or no? It was Buffalo. They didn't do it against Buffalo because we were 6th. Well, so I'm glad we're 5th now.
Well, and honestly, talking about the Cats game, that record, I wouldn't even care.
No, you always take the win. You always take the win, without a doubt.
That's what somebody said. There's like, well, do you keep the streak going or do you go for the win?
You
go for the win.
You take the win.
How stupid is that?
I like the record. It's a cool little quick spot, but yeah, I'll take the win. If it meant that we don't hit a 3 tonight or tomorrow night and we get to win and go to the finals, I'd sign me up. Check that box.
Yeah, I mean, according to this, the 3-point shot was instituted in 1986-87 season. The Hilltopper streak is the 5th longest. Like Jake said, we were right behind Kentucky. Behind UNLV, which is funny. Yeah, Vanderbilt, Duke, and Arkansas.
Which is odd. Just Arkansas just randomly in there.
Well, Vanderbilt, too. I mean, that's another random one.
That's true.
I guess those guys were like figuring out the geometrics behind shooting that way.
That's the joke that everybody always says. Like, you math nerds. You ought to be good at shooting threes, you white nerds.
If I apply this pressure to the ball, then I will be able to hit that shot.
Seriously, their players do look like that, though. Yeah, like they look like they have tape in their glasses.
And the court.
Hey, that's so stupid.
Is the worst.
Build a real stadium. Like, I know Dill's small, but at least we have a real court. Like,
well, I mean, the issue with Vanderbilt's court is that, like, the benches, aren't they on the ends?
Absolutely. They're on the opposite sides for half the game.
And then you only have, like, 3 foot on each side of the court. So if somebody dives for a ball, they fall, like, 8 foot off the court.
It's like a platform, yeah.
And you're like, good
And the students are, which I do kind of like this, they're, like, right on the court.
Yes,
like, there's really like a kid with a trombone just smacking the floor. It's like some big forward land on him.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so WKU ranks 10th in the country with 138 dunks against Division I competition.
Yeah, seriously, though, Dunk City.
The greatest thing?
Absolutely.
The Hilltoppers have also outscored their opponents 1,450 to 1,063 in the paint this season. So, getting the points down low. Justin Johnson has recorded a double-double in 7 of the last 11 games. He has 39 career double-doubles and 15 this season. Excuse me.
Yeah, dude. Justin Johnson is absolutely shredding the record books.
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Then the next, 2 points are about him, too.
Yeah, seriously,
Justin Johnson is on pace to become the first Hilltopper to lead the team in both scoring and rebounding in 3 straight seasons since Jim McDaniels did it from 68 to 71. Good gosh.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the people that he's in the conversation with, again, he's the... Big Jim was the last one to record 1,500 points and 1,000 rebounds in a career.
Yeah.
Justin Johnson just did that this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The late, great Jim McDaniels.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
He's an Allen County native.
Amen.
And and I'm going to tell you, it was always fun for us. My grandfather bought a car from him at a dealership.
Really?
Random fact.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Well, the Buick they drive.
Really?
Yes, that's the car. Good gosh. Okay, so... I'll elaborate these next points. Justin Johnson is awesome. There's 5 more points about
Justin
him.
Justin Johnson, Tay, and then Darius.
Yeah, Tavion Hollingsworth has scored more points and played more minutes than any freshman in Hilltopper history. He recently passed WKU great Courtney Lee for the scoring record.
Dude, seriously, and Courtney, we haven't had, since Courtney Lee, we haven't really had a guy make noise in the league.
Yeah.
Tavion Hollingsworth's absolutely going to do that. He's absolutely going to play in the league.
Is Courtney still in the league?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the only... him and... God.
I just don't hear a lot about Courtney.
Well, because he plays for, he played for the Knicks for a while. I mean, the Knicks are absolutely trash. I mean, there's only like 4 good teams in the NBA anyways, and they're all in the West except the Cavs. But actually, I think the Celtics might be good this year. But who cares? I hate the NBA.
Yeah, I do too.
Until the playoffs. Then I watch the playoffs a little bit, and that's it.
I'm kind of like you in that situation because like they have too many games.
Absolutely, it's like baseball.
Yeah. You got like 600 games a year, and it's like your season stretches from like August to June.
Yeah, there's almost no off season,
and you're like, I'm so bored.
At least baseball has a real off season in the fall and the winter. NBA, it seems like they're just playing constantly.
Oh yeah, and the NFL's got a good off season too.
NFL off season is the most fun off season in professional sports, without a doubt. All the signings, like I just saw a little thing pop up on your iPad that they're actually not going to shop Odell Beckham Jr. even though he's an a-hole. Yeah,
he is. He definitely is. Darius Thompson needs to play just 9 minutes to rank first on WKU's list for most minutes played in a single season.
Now that's wild.
Thompson ranks 8th in the country in total minutes played this season.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the box score, the dude's routinely in for 38 minutes. Now, I will say that recently it has been less because we've been able to put Josh Anderson at the 3 and at the 4. I will say that moving Darius off of the point was probably the best thing we did, and that's what's got us this late season success. Because Monte is just so freaking fast. And speaking of awesome players, they were talking about this, right? So you got a 5-man signing squad or a crew coming in next year, freshman and grad transfers, a 4-star, and maybe a few more. But also Jared Savage, who is from Kentucky, he's from Bowling Green. I think he's either a Central or Bowling Green grad. He played at Austin Peay. Not this season, but last season, and transferred to Western this season, will be eligible next year. And Stans was just talking just all about him on the Valvana. He's like, he's like, you don't understand. We still need a couple of guys we ain't supposed to get, which is my favorite Stansberry line ever. We need a few people we ain't supposed to get. Also, the best GIF so far of the season, without a doubt. Well, I don't know. The Anderson where Elmore's running dunk was really good. But this, Tavion, and if you follow our Twitter, you've seen it. If not, go look at it. It's there. I retweeted like 7 times. Was Tavion going up for an and one shot, and he falls down right in front of the student section. The OK Staters yelling and screaming stuff at him, and he falls down, and he takes the top of his jersey, which is his favorite thing to do, and takes the western part of Kentucky, and then holds it up and smiles at him, and then stands up and pops it again at him before walking away. And I'm just like, Yes. This man knows where he belongs. Yes. This is where he's supposed to be.
Hey, I'm good with that. Hey, gotta love the love for the hill. There are a few NIT rules, and I don't know if these aren't major things by any means, but it's small little things.
It's pretty cool.
The 3-point line will be extended by approximately 1 foot 8 inches to the same distance used by FIBA for international competition.
Yeah, so anytime they play, like the FIBA is like the World Championships of basketball. They do like a, I don't know if you remember Cal coached the under-19 team. It's that. So it's moved back a little bit. They've got the shot clock.
Yes,
is a little different.
Shot clock will be reset to 20 segens after an offensive rebound instead of the full 30 seconds.
Correct.
That's a new rule. I think they were planning on putting in. Is that next year? Or
they're toying with all these. The NIT is a testing ground for this. My number one thing. Quarters.
Yes.
Let's get to quarters because they reset the fouls and they make the game go so much faster.
Yes.
The women's game is already ahead. The NBA does it, then the women did it. Like, dude, men, get on board.
If women had the power that men do, I think women would obviously be better than men.
Oh, absolutely.
As far as sports go.
God, absolutely. Look, first off, some of these women playing would start on like 85% of men's basketball teams in collegiate athletics. Let's just say that out loud. If you had 6'9", 6'10", women, the way they play fundamentals and the way they move the ball, like if you watch women's, it's so much better than dudes.
Oh yeah,
they just not as tall. They're not as tall and not as muscular. Yeah. That's it.
And it's more technique involved in women's basketball.
Absolutely.
But another thing, I don't know if you've thought of this, but with the 20-second reset towards the end of games, it's not going to be an end all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So typically they waste time and then they get down to right at around 30 seconds, throw up a shot, and then they get the rebound back, and they just let the clock run out because they're not going to foul them.
Yeah, taking 10 seconds off that really helps.
Yeah, that's really going to rush the game, and it's going to really make it a big difference for them. Hoping it falls in our favor.
Yeah, right.
Hey, whatever. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit WKU football. Looks like Eli Brown, who was at...
He was at the University of Kentucky. He was kind of a second-string linebacker at the University of Kentucky. proud Warnies Raider graduate. That's my high school, which is hilarious because we don't actually produce that many good football players since like 2009. We've had a couple, but yeah, that's really cool. He's gonna have to sit a year, so we're still gonna be. Yeah, I mean, NCAA says you got to sit, so we'll still be a little thin at the linebacker this year. Trying to work in some new guys, but next year he'll be an immediate power on the defensive side of the ball. He's fast. He's kind of a big kid. He's exactly what we need.
Yeah,
it's just too bad he can't start this year.
Well, and I've actually heard that they're talking about changing that rule, which would be great for
I think
Western.
So, yeah.
Well, not just Western, but football in general, because you got these kids who, they transfer, and why should they be punished when a coach can do the same thing?
Yeah.
And I mean...
I agree with that. Look,
fun fact, I'm going to be reading for it while Jake's talking here.
Oh, I was just going to say, I totally agreed. Look, whether or not it ends up being good for Western, Stans is against it because he goes and gets those grad transfers, right? And we had success with them with Pancake Thomas last year. But at the same time, and Dwight Colby and Darius Thompson this year, and maybe better talent will leave smaller schools to go play at big ones after a year or two. But at the same time,
it can work the opposite way.
It absolutely could. You could get a guy who's a four-star, low five-star kind of guy who transfers from Kentucky to a Western or a Duke to even like a Wisconsin or even like a Utah, a school where he's going to get a lot more minutes. He's going to get a lot more, he's going to get a lot more exposure. Like, why would you go be the 7th guy on Kentucky's bench when you can be the first guy on Western's team?
Exactly, and so what if you have to stay an extra year? I mean, that's just more experience for you. And these guys, if they stay, which I'm pretty sure they will, they're going to have an awesome team next year. The stat I was actually looking up, I'm going right back to basketball, sorry guys, was that on the Utah roster, there is actually a Warren Central grad.
Good stat.
Colby Caldwell, a guard who played at Warren Central High School in Bowling Green in 2015. He actually went to a couple community colleges before he transferred to Utah.
That's how we missed him.
But hey, that's great that he's on that level and playing. And
Utah's a good basketball program. They've had some real success the last couple of years.
They've actually won 9 out of the past 11, which obviously they're in the NIT.
Yeah, I hate that.
But so be it. Yes. So talking about Brown, he's transferring.
Eli Brown.
And doing a little teaser for the draft, which is next month you said?
Yeah, it starts on April the 26th, according to my quick Googling, because I don't pay attention to the draft until it's right now happening.
Exactly. But I'm sorry, I am the worst football fan in the world. I cannot sit there and watch the draft.
Oh, dude, I can watch the draft.
I like to catch the highlights later, and they're like, oh, so-and-so was picked here. So-and-so was picked here. Okay, that's cool. But we're kind of talking Brandon Dowdy's already in there.
Yeah.
He's already rich. He ain't got to worry about it. But Mike White and Iggy, Jake thinks they're going to be drafted. I hope they're not, and I mean no disrespect when I say this, but these guys, if you are a free agent, they accommodate you more than if you're drafted. You get the full. They literally roll out the red carpet. They can't work my iPad.
I'm trying to work an iPad. I'm an Android guy, man.
I got one of those around here somewhere.
Yeah, right.
I do. I actually do. It's just not charged.
I mean, we're on part of us is on a Windows Surface, so I know, we're Windows people.
Yeah. So, but they roll out the red carpet for these guys, and they really show them. They show them the town. They kind of take them out. They show them how everything is. They show them how awesome the program is. And honestly, it sounds bad, but I would hope that for Mike White and Iggy, I think Iggy's going to be drafted. I don't think he'll be a high draft. I think he'll be a lower draft.
It just depends. I've said, in my opinion, it depends on where you get drafted, right? So if you're a first through 5 round dude, the money that you get from getting drafted is so substantial that it's worth having the tag and being stuck somewhere like the Browns, because you're still going to make $1 million or $2 million a year. Yeah. But if you start going to 6th and 7th round. And you gotta go play at crap hole like
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Why would you go? Okay, Cleveland sucks. Let's just start there.
Okay, for somebody. Okay, the only situation that I could find somebody okay with playing at Buffalo is if you were at Michigan or Michigan State,
right? And you're or Wisconsin,
yeah,
or Syracuse,
exactly.
Dude, I had a law school guy who went to Syracuse for his undergrad, and he said that it was so cold some days if you didn't have gloves on, your fingers would crack and bleed.
Oh my gosh.
Humans aren't meant to live there. Humans aren't meant to live there. Whatever. I don't care.
Actually, fun fact, I have read some sources that say we're supposed to have a mini ice age in 2030 for 10 years.
Well, that would suck.
Yeah, and I'm like...
Do you know what happened the last time there was a mini ice age?
Well, besides extinctions.
Well, no, so there was a mini ice age in the 16 and 1700s, and it caused famine and death and the French Revolution. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's French for you. But
yeah, right.
I mean, but we'll just see. Of course, I've loved this phrase, and I keep telling everybody, if there is a mini ice age, I get to say, winter's coming.
That's true. We do get to say that. For 10 years, we freeze our bollocks off.
Winter is coming. But
I do love Game of Thrones. Hurry up season, last season. Was it 2019? Is it coming out?
Yes. Well, it's basically 2 years, so we've got a whole nother year before the next one comes out. Yeah. And just FYI, I keep seeing all these great memes about how the Avengers Infinity War is going to be the greatest. What's the word?
Mashup, team up,
biggest team up movie in the history. Yes,
and I know where you're going.
Has got that. Yes.
Game of Thrones. Let's see. My thing was here's where I was going. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers teamed up back in the day in our childhood, and that's what I say is the greatest team up. Ooh, eat it!
Greatest team up, yes. Oh gosh, I had forgotten all about that though.
That was the way because I've seen a bunch of memes about it on Imgur, and I was like, I thought that's where you were going.
Oh no. But I guess we're going to cut it a little short here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to be honest with you.
I mean, we're right before the game, right after. Really no sports really going on besides baseball, and we really don't cover baseball that well.
We love Western baseball and softball, but we don't. You play. We both played a little bit, but we weren't great. No. I was really bad. Like you guys don't understand. I'm sure you can hear my voice and know how unathletic I am right now. Not a big, strong, fast. I could keep score like nobody's business. I was so good.
The best at cushioning that little machine. Pushing the machine to get it together.
Absolutely. But no, we'll try to cover stuff as best we can. Like I said, go out and support the Tops. There's watch parties everywhere.
Yes.
I saw keep following our Twitter for all the updates. If you can, share our videos, share our podcasts, retweet our tweets, get everything out there. We just passed 150 I wish it was subscribers. Twitter followers the other day, which is tiny, but I was sitting there looking at 147 for 2 months. I was like, for the love of God, someone follow us. I know, I had to delete a bunch of fake accounts.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, we got blown up by these spam accounts trying to
Well, you were telling me was there a Chinese roofing company?
Absolutely, there was a Chinese roofing company that was trying to follow us, and I was like, so I started googling. It's oh yeah, we got on some list that they follow everybody.
It's like a bot or something.
It is. It's absolutely a bot. Gotcha. It's like the same 10 or 15 scripts running.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare. So let's get some real Twitter followers. Not that I mind half naked women who don't exist trying to follow us.
Yeah, that's great for fishing, but whatever.
Yeah. Just don't try to buy anything from
them. No.
Yeah, don't go buy any iTunes gift cards.
Exactly.
That's all bad.
And also do not forget to like and subscribe us on YouTube as well.
Seriously.
That's basically our only outlet right now. We're moving between podcasting sites.
That is true.
Yes, and hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get back on iTunes.
Or wherever.
On that. Or wherever. We'll
figure it out.
We're gonna play it by ear. So
absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and go Tops.
Go Tops.